Have you ever been up late at night and seen late night infomercials urging you to donate to the puppies and kittens in shelters, the ones that have been abused and hurt? Well, today I want to talk to you about an animal cruelty on a much larger scale. An animal cruelty that goes beyond shelters, that doesn't just affect the animal itself, but us directly. Through hunting and killing, humans have significantly reduced the whale population. Today I'm going to be discussing how it affects us, how it affects the whales, and what you can do to help prevent that and stop whaling. Let's get into some background on whaling. The whaling industry began in the 11th century through the hunt of whales for their fins, meat, and oil. Through the years and centuries, as technology advanced, so did the accurate hunting techniques. Whale populations in the Arctic then began to plummet. In the Arctic specifically, because the whales in the Arctic were of such great size, and they were the ones that were hunted most aggressively. According to an article entitled The History of Whaling and International Whaling Commission, published in June 2005, by 1925, the League of Nations then recognized that the Arctic whales were plummeting and the overexploitation of whales was happening way too quickly. So in 1930, they decided to enact a limit on the catches of whales that you can have. Most nations actually followed this limit. Most nations including the Dutch, Norwegians, Americans. However, the other nations such as Germany, Norway, and Japan did not follow this. With the accumulation of Japan and Germany and Norway not following, compiled with the number of catches that was way too high, even in nations that were following the limit, 43,000 whales were killed that year in 1930. And just a few years after, it still did not begin to go down. Actually, it peaked. In 1948, 66,000 whales were then killed. This was an all-time high, and the IWC, which is the International Whaling Commission, then decided that all whaling should be stopped permanently. However, Japan, Germany, and Norway are still looking for loopholes for ways in which they can whale. Actually, a book titled Wildlife Protection by Yale Calhoun in 2009 published stated that Japan, Germany, and Norway look for loopholes in hunting whales. Japan says that they hunt under scientific research, and Norway says that they hunt under motorandum. Motorandum means that it was temporary suspension, meaning that they can still hunt whales. Both of these things are not true. Japan and Norway simply kill the whales, take their meat, oil, and then discard of the carcass. This is absolutely cruel. I can tell you why I believe it is so cruel and why I am so adamantly against it, and why so many nations are now against it, and why I believe that you should be too. An article taken from the Animal Welfare Institute entitled Whaling in 2018 stated several reasons why you should be so adamantly against whaling. The first, when whales are hunted at sea, they are hunted for several hours, sometimes days on end, before they are caught and killed. This provides significant trauma to the whales, trauma that then can affect the unborn whale within the carcass if they are not caught, which leads to significant damages in whales if they are not caught. However, when they are caught, whales do die slow and painful deaths. Even the most advanced weaponry and grenades still kill the whales extremely slowly. This is because of their massive blubber and size. It is hard to penetrate them in one shot and kill them, so they are shot at multiple times. They are then brought ashore where they then suffocate to death with grenades in their side, dying an excruciating death. How does this not move you to want to stop? Whales are slow to mature animals, lastly, so they usually carry babies between 12 to 18 months. When we killed a female whale, there is a high percentage that we are not only killing that female whale, but also killing an unborn baby whale. If this doesn't move you to change, I can then tell you how killing whales directly affects us. According to an article titled How Whaling Affects Our Ecosystem by James Leon and Kevin Lou Sidney in high school in 2008, Nutrients contained within the feces of whale help stimulate the growth of phytoplankton, which then pulls carbon dioxide from our air. Estimates show that 40,000 tons of carbon dioxide is then taken from the air due to whale feces. This number is continuing to drop. Hear that number again. 40,000 tons taken from the air, which directly affects us. Without these whales, we are breathing in so much more carbon dioxide. Killing these animals leads to carbon dioxide more in the air. Another consequence of this is that it leads to excess carbon dioxide and accumulation of greenhouse gases then all compile together, which can contribute to global warming. This then contributes to rising sea levels and melting ice caps. This affects us on the daily. We see it in the news, we see it all around us. Global warming is very much real, and it is then parted and contributed to whaling. Lastly, whale not only affects us on shore, but it affects our marine life. When we kill whales, bottom feeders rely on whales and dead whale feces and dead whale carcasses to provide them with food. When we take away this source of food for them, we take away a population's food supply, which then kills off that population, which then leads to killing another population, which relies on that population for food. It stimulates a long chain of killing a population based on whaling. So now that I hope that I stimulated you in some sort of way to take action in whaling, I want to tell you about the ways that you can take action, donate, and sign petitions. And that's exactly what we need to do. A website called savingwhales.org is one of the biggest websites compiled with the International Whaling Committee. You can go on the website and donate to the Take Action and sign petitions that will then directly go towards the International Whaling Committee, which gathers information almost yearly and daily that will go against whaling that is taking place in Germany and Japan, Norway. It is a big movement that is happening right now, and one that I think that we should all get on board for. We don't only have to give millions of dollars. It could start by just $1, a small donation, a small petition that will go directly towards this cause and help stop whaling completely. There's no direct solution for it. There's only ways that we can try and help. And I hope that this way I caught your attention and that you feel moved in some sort of way to donate and help stop whaling. Thank you so much.